Welcome, welcome. Alrighty. Yo, hey guys. All right, we are going to be working on adding some new weapons to the game. Hopefully this we did hey qualified. So we did this animation yesterday in last stream, and I was able to actually get it so that we can scale the size through the animation of the actual lance. I'm using bones to do it, which I have used before, but I've never had to actually implement the bones myself. Like, I've just gotten animations that have had bones in them, so I'm able to scale essentially the model using bones, which is really cool. Just lots of practice, Burcock. Lots of experience. Let's get out there and create. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Yeah. So let's actually script the lance weapon. Hey, Mattis. Looks fun. Where can you play it? So the game isn't released yet, but I can give a quick overview of it. So let me quickly open up this crate. Give me a sec. Also, is audio good? Let's use this. So you build a bot basically. I'll put a hammer there. I'll put a cannon here, sure. Actually, let's put a Tesla here. And then you go ahead and battle. And you essentially, it's like a physics-based battler, very similar to the mobile game Cats, if you've ever played that. Yes, yeah. Heavily inspired by Cats. Ooh. So we're going to be adding the lance weapon, which we made yesterday on stream. Yesterday was kind of a test run to see how the stream would go. We learned that you can't play copyrighted music on YouTube, but hopefully that's not an issue. Yeah, so here is the lance weapons animation. So let's get this in game. Probably not daily, Chef, but I will stream a lot more. There are some things that are a lot easier to stream than others. Like, for example, you know, adding weapons and stuff like that is a lot more engaging to watch than I don't know, other things. Okay, so basically how I have this set up is each part has its own class, actually. It won't be like, it definitely won't be like the mobile game in terms of that. So we're going to create a new Lance script, and so we're going to be creating a new class for the Lance. So I'll do Lance. Can't type. Sure. Then we will return Lance. Hey, Hub. Alright, cool. So real quick. Also, hey, Mr. Swaggins. It's Super Golf is my favorite game on Roblox. That's not my own. I would say Super Golf like is my favorite, but also like obviously I think Miner's Haven holds like a special place because that's what kind of got me into developing. So we're gonna create a new function, lance.new. This is the constructor for the class. Define what self is, set the meta table, and return self. Hey Daylam. Ever tried using porting? I'm not sure I know what you mean when you say porting. Okay, let's go local weapon stats. Need part service. That's awesome, Truce Blue. Oh shoot, that's my bad, Swaggins. Yeah. I just have it hidden. My bad. I was just recording a clip for the devlog and I had it hidden. Thanks for pointing that out. Also, like porting your Roblox Studio files to your, by files, do you just mean the code or like actual, like the actual instances too? Make this game real, but only put one option on it. We'll probably have some kind of laser weapon, yes. How am I using VS Code? I got the perfect video for you. I made a whole tutorial explaining it. Flying wheel? I don't know. What packages do I think is the most important? I would say Signal. I think Signal is the #1 most important one that I use everywhere constantly. Probably the second most important one would be a data managing package, which is typically profile service, or I have my own data service that is a profile service wrapper. I really like this Sift, basically dictionary and array utility library. Ripple for my springs and making things like, you know, tween nicely essentially. Janitor I don't actually use anywhere in this project yet, but that one's typically pretty useful. I was thinking of maybe doing like a skill tree kind of thing, Potato. Yeah, it's luau based events. So it's essentially, you know, like when you do part.changed : connect. Imagine you can do that, but on anything and everything that you want. It's absolutely amazing. Like if you look here, hit. So in my drill class, there is a hit signal that anything can connect to it, and you can fire out those change signals whenever you want. Signal, I think, is without a doubt my number. If I could only have one package, it would probably be Signal. So we gotta do a little bit of boilerplate here, because each weapon kind of needs a couple things. We need a battle part. That's the main thing. How do you use data store? So first off, I use profile service, which is a wrapper for data stores. And then I have my own wrapper for profile service. So it's like a wrapper of a wrapper. It's just an extra layer of abstraction, but I really like it. I plan on actually making a video on my data service package that I created, because I think it makes data management extremely easy. You'd use promise if you had to choose one. That's fair. Very, very fair. Just copy this. Yeah, this one I've never used before, Sift, before this project, but I really like it. It's essentially a bunch of array and dictionary utility functions. So if I go to sift.dictionary, it has so many things, just utility based things that are extremely useful. I should turn on streamer mode on Discord. I don't know why it stopped doing it automatically, but is Signal similar to bindable? It's exactly like bindable events, except it's purely code based, and which means it doesn't have the overhead of creating instances, and it's a lot easier to not leak data with them, in the sense that once your code forgets about it, it would be garbage collected versus you having leftover instances. I don't look rookie. And yes, and it's just better, like performance-wise. Like it is just factually better. Okay, we are going to create. What are your hours for scripting? Like, do you work all day? I work in like short bursts. I guess not really short, but I typically will work at least something every day. Just because I'm addicted. Like, this is like fun to me. And then like I'll have like 3-4 hours where I'm really productive, and then like go take a break, watch Netflix or something, and then you know, come back at like 11 p.m. and work until like 2 a.m. or something like that. Yeah, Daylime, you gotta. I think event-based programming is extremely powerful. I'll take a look, Lua. Oh, I know what you're talking about. Is this, the Rojo porting? Like, is this Rojo manages the porting from Studio to VS Code? I personally haven't done that, but I've seen stuff like that before. Okay, we need to define the vertices that are going to be taken up by the lance. So let's go back into Studio. And it's basically just going to be a really simple triangle, right? So if we take this. Actually, let me hopefully that didn't mess anything up. I'm just gonna duplicate this and put a how do you get type check on UI? Are you talking about like the IntelliSense, so it knows that your UI exists, like in Starter GUI? If so, there's an easy solution. I'm assuming that's what you mean, but let me know. Be something like that, and then these are the vertices that are gonna define the 2D plane of the lance. Yeah, that is what you mean. So super simple. Get the Luau language server plugin right here. So if I go ahead and enable this, and then I don't know, I have a bunch of stuff in workspace. Let's do spawn location. So I enabled the Luau language server plugin. Now I could do workspace dot spawn location, and it knows it exists. This is something I probably should have mentioned in the video I made. But you also need to enable the setting in Luau language server settings, in the extension settings here. You scroll all the way down right here, Luau LSP plugin. Fun side project, why not make a boss fighting game? Are you using tags and attributes? Where applicable. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, I should have covered this in the video. I just the video is long. But I do plan on making another video soon. But what I'm thinking either making a video on how I set up my projects and kind of the workflow that I go through, or just a object-oriented essentially tutorial, like how to set up classes, when to use classes, composition, how to use inheritance and why you shouldn't, that kind of thing. Okay, so we had these attachments. It's 4.750. And then if we go back into Studio, this is negative 5.125. And +1, -1. Have I tried functional programming? Not really. Don't use knit, Uncle Ricky. Still doing a challenge because like 1 hour or something. I'm still waiting for that. What are you talking about, Night Warrior? I think so, Potato. Okay, so these are the vertices that define the lance. This is the battle part. Okay. So it's actually gonna be a little weird. These verts, so we need a separate Lance battle part, because the battle part itself is actually the this makes sense, right? Yeah. It's because this battle part is defining the position that the part itself needs to be. So like essentially this back spot, right? Oh, I know what you're talking about, Night Warrior. I was actually considering doing a like a 24-hour stream where I remade Grow a Garden, or like speedran Grow a Garden. I thought that would have been fun. And I think it would have made for it, or it still can make for a very good video. All right, check it out. Argon. I see. Is it? So you're using Argon instead of Rojo, or is Argon only used for syncing, like porting? Seems interesting. Yeah, dude. The crazy thing about Grow Garden is that anyone could have made that game. Anyone. It's not like it requires any like specialized skills. It's not like the models or anything special. Daylime, I plan on actually making a video covering that exact topic because I'm the exact same way. Everything should be, I think, in a good professional setting, everything should be as modular as possible. No, he didn't sell it. They were always partnered with Debugging from the beginning. His name, Jandel. Okay. I think we have all the boilerplate. So then we're gonna have a function. It's gonna be called update. It will take. Oh, we need to define the actual class. So like this. Okay. And then function. Let's actually return. Make sure we're returning this here. Function lance update. Self lance dt. And then we'll do self cooldown minus equal dt. Cooldown doesn't exist though. You can do that. CD equals cooldown. Define it up here, like so. So we subtract from the cooldown, and then we do if self dot cooldown is greater than 0, then we early return. Otherwise, we do self cooldown plus equals cooldown. So that means we basically are just updating and seeing, you know, each frame we're updating by delta time, which is basically the time step. Subtract from your cooldown, and then once you reach this cooldown, we're going to essentially fire the weapon. So I'll do function lance attack. So this function will attack. Lance, and that's all we need actually. Okay. And then we will do self attack. Yes, I'm using Copilot. That's what the autocomplete is. Yeah, I won't hey Infinite. Yeah, I won't mention much on BMW looks. Yeah, Copilot is the autocomplete. It's just an extension in here. Although I think there's a monthly subscription. I honestly don't know if I even pay for it or not anymore. Yeah, there'll be a different form of currencies. Yeah, for sure. A star. Yep, everything is typed cipher. I'd say 95% of things are typed. Everything is going very, very well. Very, very well. I can give a little snippet of gameplay. Let's build a bot. Let's actually, yeah. Put a cannon there, maybe that there. Wheels. Go ahead and fight. Oh, okay. Oh, damn. That hammer did so much damage, it almost one-shot me. Yeah, the balancing is really bad. And we're adding a new weapon right now. I think the stud style will be the main style, yeah. I originally wasn't. I originally was going to go for something a little more like this, but I just like the studs. I think it fits the game. I'm bandwagoning, obviously, but I like it. And it makes things a lot easier for me. And visuals don't matter in Roblox games. For the most part. What kit did I use for the meshes? I made most of them in Blender. This project has made me learn a lot more. I'm still terrible at Blender, but I'm getting better. Yeah, I have no experience in TypeScript. Seems weird, but I don't really have any experience on it, so I can't really mention much. Maybe it'd be useful for people that are coming from like off platform. They're familiar with it. Okay. So we update each frame, and then once we get there, we attack. So with the actual lance object, how should we do this? Like, it's almost like a projectile, but not. Like, I have a projectile class that, like, the cannonball uses. But I mean, it's so fast, maybe we just instantly do damage, like in just a hit scan. Or we run like 3 hit scan checks. It's like 3 frames. Actually, let's do that. I've been recommended the charmed icons before. I just haven't. I don't know. I don't really care about the icons, I'll be honest. Yeah. let's put... Like, is the animation... So what I'm debating right now is if I should do the damage immediately. For example. Should I just immediately do the hit scan in this whole region? Or should it actually gradually grow? That's kind of what I'm debating right now. Because it's super easy to do a hit scan just in this direction, but obviously then things might not look perfectly accurate. I don't mind React. There's only two, I would say, mainstream declarative UI libraries. React and Fusion. And I think the more popular option is React. Hey Derp. What's up? People from... Okay, yeah, they hate it, but they hate it because it's used everywhere. Like, I don't know. It's gonna have haters. Could also... We could also just have like 3 regions. Like we define essentially 3 regions like predetermined, and then we do each one. Does that suck though? Kinda. Maybe I will do my projectile. Man, maybe another option is No, I don't want to mess with the vertices. Because I want to... The reason that I'm really hesitant to do this is because you're going to be able to change the speed at which, like, the fights happen. And if, like, you slow things down to, like, a quarter speed, then as soon as the animation starts, it would look like it deals damage when it's nowhere close to it. Which I don't love. So like I'm kind of am leaning towards. Hey Katu. What? No. Whatever's in that is all we got. I know. We almost need like a okay, I'm gonna say instead of this, I'm gonna name this zone. Okay. That will create a new battle part, which based off of everything here, we'd be able to get the touching objects. So when we attack, I essentially want to do like 3 steps. We almost need like another update. Like I need to call. We need like a state. Like what state the Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna say state equals nil. And the state will actually be a function, which is gonna seem really weird. Okay. So when we attack, we are going to set the you know what? Let's just keep it simple. State will be a string that will be. Let me actually define states up here. Local states. Idle is that. We'll make these numbers. That we're not doing a string compare. We're doing a an integer. So we are idle, attacking, or retracting. Okay. So then its state will be a number. State will then be states dot idle. And then when we update, we need to check the state here. So like I could use a state machine for this, but there's only 3 states, so it's simple enough just to do. It's gonna be really 3 if checks. Like, yeah, this isn't technically the most efficient, but oh well. So if the state is idle, then we will no. Rojo for me only manages my scripts. So this is how long it takes to attack. For track time. Okay. I'm gonna clean this up in a sec. I just need the logic to get out here. Attack step. So we get the cooldown divided by the attack time. And then it'll be 1 minus this. Right? Because if this is 0, then we're fully extended. And based off of this progress is how far we're going to move the zone. Let's actually, instead of this being a battle part, let's just create a polygon dot new verts density doesn't matter, true doesn't matter, it's static. Okay, and the yes, it'll be on mobile. Okay. Never mind. We're gonna stick to using zones or the battle part. Sure. We just need to add functionality to it that is set offset. Function battle part set offset. How do I do this? I think I did something weird before. Okay. Oh, we'd multiply by dirt here. Okay. So we have progress. We actually don't need DT here because it's just based off of self CD. Yeah, and then we do self dot zone set offset vector2 dot new and we need to push it basically progress times dir. Dir being if you're on the left side or the right side. But this will only move it one what's it called? Like unit. We need to move it, it looks like about 10. So I'm gonna make a new thing called local lance length. Yes. Except we only need to go half of this. Because it's gonna start in the center. So we can do this. No, it's fine. I'm coding, so I'm focused on that. Talk about whatever. Okay. So this will update that. And then inside here, we need to check if we hit anything. So we need to keep track of the hits. So I'm gonna make a new table here called contacts. Actually, I'll name it hits. And this will keep track of each object has a tag tied to it, just a string. So this will start blank, and then when we start the attack, we're going to reset hits, like that. And then in attack step, we are going to say local hits equals self self dot zone get touching objects. Okay. And what this will do is it will return a table of objects, of physics engine objects. And then we can loop through these hits. Hits in hits do local tag equals hit dot tag. If not tag or self dot hits tag. So if the tag doesn't exist or we've already hit it, then we skip. That's what that means. Then we set it to true, and then we fire the damage like so, using this signal. We fire this damage. Now whatever's listening to this hit signal will basically be called through like a connection. Fire song in the background. Dude, I'm so sad I can't play my music anymore. It's like a copy strike, whatever. So this is just like some copyright-free mix. Okay, so this is the attack step. Alright. I guess we need to see if self dot cd is less than or equal to 0. So essentially what I'm doing here is, this is like a very rudimentary state machine. Like there are libraries out there that I could do that, but I only have 3 states, so like I don't really feel like getting a whole state machine together for this, but this works just fine. So when you're attacking and your cooldown's less than 0, we need to set the state self.state equals retracting, and the cooldown's retract time. Right. The green effect on elements in VS Code. Oh, this just means it's untracked by get. So you need to commit the changes. So if I were to say my changes were lance weapon setup, and I commit the changes, now it's being tracked by get, so it's not untracked anymore. But then if I write something and press save, oh, I can't have an error. Just wait. If I write something and press save, it's modified. That's an M. Such epic background music. Yeah. I'm open to suggestions. If anyone has a copyright-free playlist. Okay. Then we set it to retracting. Else if state retracting, then also we get rid of this. Okay, we also need to think of the scenario where a bot is stationary and it has like the lance here and another bot runs into the lance while it's stationary. So we almost need to do this attack step. So I'm gonna say local progress is by default 0. And then in here, I'll do if self.state is this, then we'll set progress equal to this. Otherwise, we have a pause. We need to add a new state. Paused is gonna be 3, and then we'll do this 4. Lo-fi is too chill though. I like synthwave more than lo-fi. Lo-fi like puts me to sleep. Hey user. So else if state is paused, progress is 1. Minecraft playlist. Minecraft is so chill though. I need like more upbeat. So then if we're retracting, I think this else if state retracting, then the progress would be the inverse, right? If CD, oh yeah, we just don't subtract 1. Zoom in more and hit Control B. Zoom in more? Is it actually not zoomed in enough? Yeah, I know. Control B? What, to hide the... Oh, I guess you... I don't know, I like having the side thing there. Sorry. You can't see what I'm typing? Are you serious? Is it actually that blurry? Okay, I'll zoom in more. Oh, that mix is done. Okay. Let's try this one. Bruh. It's like either like super slow or like insane, like dubstep. House music, no copyright. Let's see if that's any good. Whatever. Is this better? Can you guys see now? This is perfect. Okay. Not bad. I guess on stream the quality is worse. This is just like so zoomed in for me, but it's fun. Hey, Pixelated. What music do I listen to normally? Kind of like vibey, kind of more upbeat. I don't even know what the genre would be. Kind of electro, but not like lo-fi, not like super dubstep-y. I don't know. I find it's like hard for me to find songs that I like, so. Okay. If we're paused, we just call attack step. Which will work. I mean, if I really want to be nitpicky, I could like just do this. Maybe that's less clear. You like my tower defense game? Thank you, thank you. Okay, what I'm gonna do is return here. Early return there, because we have this attack step everywhere. And then I'm just gonna attack step at the end of everything. Like that. Not really solving a problem. Well, it's more so I want to make it so that the lance lunge attack is accurate. Because I could just do like a simple hit scan where the lance will be, but so I'm essentially I made the very rudimentary state machine. Yeah. Okay. So like I think this will work. Yeah, let's try this out. Okay, so we attack it. We also need a set model function. Lance set model. And we need a model here. Oh, not here. So, only the client gets the model, obviously. Hey, Cashier, what happened to the style of the game? I prefer this style a lot more. I wasn't vibing. I was trying to make new tiers with the old style, and it just looked too detailed. And I think the studs match. I explained this in the next devlog, which isn't out yet, but it will be out soon. I think the studs match the vibe of this game a lot more. It's like you're building. It's like Legos. You know what I mean? The tanks to be locked on the Z plane. So I think you can do simple raycast since you're only. My physics engine doesn't have raycasts because everything is in my custom physics engine thing. So I currently don't have raycast supported in it because I'm not using the default Roblox physics. What kind of game are we making? It's like a Battle Bots builder kind of game. It's based off the mobile game Cats, if you've played Crash Arena Turbo Stars. Yeah, things are going great. You should have different retro textures for each tier. Big fan of the world texture. That's actually a pretty good idea. The world texture is like the X one, right? Maybe I'll do that. How long have I been doing studio? I been a full-time Roblox developer for like 4 years now, but I mean I've been on Roblox since like 2010. Yeah, it's just it's a very simple hit scan essentially, like get the touching part or get parts inside of this area. You can't like subscribe to like a touch event. Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll look into the different retro textures. That's actually a really good idea. I think that could potentially be pretty cool. Hey, Nappy. Best way to learn scripting? There's some tutorials on the official Roblox docs that I think do a decent job. Also, there's a lot of tutorials out there to get you started. Just have fun. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Kitsune. I'm just getting things set up. Do we have update? Oh, we need to destroy, obviously. The destructor. Lance, destroy. Don't need all that. So we destroy the signal, destroy the model. Do we need anything else? We'll eventually have like add the camera shake in, but we don't need that yet. And then we need this complete function. It's not actually necessary, but I'm just gonna put it in for future because I will need it. Okay. This should work. I guess so when you do attack, I want to send a signal, attacked. So I'm going to create a new signal. And I'm going to create a signal here, attacked. Oops. And then inside of the attacked signal, self.attacked, attacked, I will connect to a function here that will tell me to play the animation. So here we would play animation, and then on the hit we would play some sound effects and play some VFX. And then we need to send the signal for the attack also. So I'll do self attacked fire. And then we also need to destroy this here. Who or what would you say got you into Roblox development? Miner's Haven, actually. That game is amazing, and I used to watch him stream his development streams, and that's what got me into it. So, full circle moment. It's awesome, Kitsune. Yeah, dude. Everyone struggles with burnout. Trust me. I understand. I find writing things down on a physical paper and writing daily achievable goals helps me a lot. PopSec, I plan on doing a whole video on that. So it's kind of a big topic that I can't really just quickly explain. So maybe keep an eye out for that video. I know that's actually something that I struggled a lot with, was how the hell do I set this up? What's the best way to set it up? Why are there no tutorials on how to set this up? What is best practices? Okay, we're gonna have to do something really weird to get this ready. We basically need to create a front and a back, and oh wait, we need to add, again, this is gonna look really weird. We're gonna group that. Name this anim. I will just duplicate this, name it root. Anchor, transparency 1, size 1. Do you know why my pets jitter when lerping? Are they anchored? Are they being affected by gravity? That would be my first guess. But yeah, I guess if you're tweeting server side, that would obviously be pretty bad. Hey, Wilbus. Okay. Now we can add this to our assets, parts, weapon, light. Love the start of a game. About to watch your video. That's what I'm saying. Make video. Yeah. I am too. I'm glad I made that video because that's something that I wish I had. Am I going to RDC this year? Yep, I will be. Do I have a headset dent on my head? Not too bad. Oh yeah, make sure you're doing it on a frame. It shouldn't be in a while loop. This live or a replay? This is live. Also, what's up, Ninja? Okay. We need to add the actual part to the parts. I'm gonna end up kind of changing this script a bit. Unfortunate crescendo. We'll just keep it like that for now. Oh, yeah. I just have like the free version of Restream, so it yeah. Okay, I think all that is good. I think notoriously, maybe over refactor sometimes. I would say I do advocate for refactors when they are necessary. It's deciding when they're necessary, that's the hard part. Oh, we crashed my studio. What did I do? Stop. That's awesome, Crescendo. It missed. Thanks for tuning back in. Why do you use brick texture? Don't you think it's overused in popular games? If it ain't broke, don't fix it. I like this. It's really easy for me to make models this way because I think that my worst thing is I spend too much time on modeling, but I also want things to look a specific way. And I was spending literally days trying to come up with textures on different ones, and I ended up just doing this, and I really like how it looks. Like, and I think it fits this game a lot. And obviously I'm bandwagoning, but I like it. So, time to perform Earthquake Mole on number and nil. 91 attack stat. Progress, Selfter, Lance Lang. Oh. Didn't know you made Tartar RNG. Crescent. Yeah, hopefully Dayline. Yeah, Tartarvan's RNG did really well. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good. Sometimes good is enough. Very much true. Also, just looking at the way Roblox is trending right now, and just how Roblox has always been, I would say one of the least important things about a game is the visuals. When will the game be out? We'll see. I am replying to Twitch. I have it on screen. No, I don't write unit tests. Hey, Star. Alright. What has happened so far? I think we have coded the lance to actually deal damage, and we're about to see if it worked. I gotta update the icons too. Just ignore that for now. Oh? Okay, we don't have the animation going, but it looked like it got stuck in a state. Let's have the animations go. Fun is greater than graphics. Exactly. Okay, let's actually run the animation. So I'll do local track, actually local animator equals model, find first child, animator, true. We need to pass this to an animator. You fighting against Carlos? Not yet, not yet. Thanks, Kitsune. Yeah, adding unit tests in Roblox. I think there's one popular thing that's used. I'm blanking on the name. Test easy. Yes, I think that's the one. I very briefly looked at it and then I just didn't end up doing it, but local track is going to be animator, load animation, and then we need to find the animation up here. Local animation is Lance attack animation, and then we need to load that in here. And then when we attack, we do track play. You can add yourself as an NPC to fight? I don't know. Maybe. Game looks really nice. Thanks, Star. Icons look great. Thank you. Final pause. How do you begin your scripting journey for a beginner? I always am sending the Roblox docs tutorial to people. I think it does a pretty decent job. The docs are getting so much better over the years. If you go back 2-3 years ago, there was nothing. It was also a whole different website, and it was so bad. I think it's right now is the easiest it's ever been to get into Roblox development. What? I don't think I ever published this. I think that's the wrong animation that it was just playing. Exactly, rescue. The icons are, but the actual like frames and stuff like that are made in Figma, like this kind of stuff. But most of the icons are like that, and then I will touch them up or remake them entirely in either Figma or Photoshop. Thanks, SpongeBob. What time zone? I'm United States Central. No, we didn't get one. Hey Odin, welcome, welcome. The icons are so sick, though. You should color them. Not necessarily recolor. I mean, there is definitely some recoloring, but there's like other minor things that you just need to touch up. I mean, you know how AI is, right? How do you make the flame animated for the loop? So essentially it's just a sprite sheet of all of the, I think it's like a 4x4 sprite sheet, and you essentially use image labels have a property, image rectangle offset, and you essentially just change the offset of that. Bro, what is happening? What is happening? Why does the animation look like that? Tiketsu. I'll be live for a while yet. Why does... Wait, let's just like... Let's like just make sure that we action, publish, lance, attack, real. Save. Copy ID. And let's just straight up replace this, because lance attack. How long did I work on the game for the first devlog? I think about a week and a half. It's pretty up to date, I would say. Bruh, I need to like just have my data save instead of resetting it each time. What is happening? When is next devlog coming? Soon. It's like pretty much already. I just need to edit it. Let's just like really play this. Oh, wait. I've ran into this issue before. I think I know what happened. It's because I reset the scale. See? Watch this, watch this. This is gonna blow your mind. So all of the animations are based off of this scale right here. Okay? So if I reset the scale like this, and then I go into the animation editor, and now for this one, and now I import from Roblox Studio Lance Attack Real import. See, because everything is tied to the scale, which is, I've ran into this before, and I have the funniest looking video. I gotta pull it up, because this is a this bug, because I actually think this is a bug in my mind. Used to drive me insane when I was working on the Jaws game. Let me see if I can find the clip. Is this it? No, this doesn't look right. Would be this? Nope. Because all of the animations that they sent me were in a different a different scale. Maybe this one? Yeah, look! Look at this! Because the bones don't get scaled correctly, or I don't think anything does. So annoying. Mods look a lot better. Yeah, I think so too. Is one of your big users when in Rojo in it. After installing it, so the following error, F an error, tried to run an F in version Rojo, but not F tells. So I'm guessing you clicked the install Rojo button in this menu. Like, there's probably a button here that you clicked that would install Afmin. So the easiest way to get rid of Afmin and then run Rojo in it would be to go to I think everything here is fine. If you go to your C users and then U, there's probably a .afmin file here, and you can just delete the .afmin and then try. Because you're trying to run the afmin version when that tutorial uses Rokit. Yeah. Okay. To fix this, we need to what was the fix? So annoying because yeah, it's all tied to this scale value here. What I ended up doing for the draws game was I wrote like a script that would literally take the keyframes here and just reposition them. But I'm not gonna do that. It's essentially these positions. See, position 60. It's trying to go 60, and then it's scaled down by the. That solved it. Thank you. Awesome. Yes, I could have sworn. You know what? I will just duplicate this and just do it this way. Because we need to get rid of this anyways. Like, this isn't the main animation anyways, so we can just do anim, group, duplicate that, model, roots, delete, front, root part of front, or primary part front there, and then duplicate back, group is folder, one, folder, Lance. Let's try that. When you plan on dropping the game, I would assume 2 months ish. We'll see. I mean, it's really hard to give a solid estimate at this point. All right, let's see if that worked. Okay, well, I died. Boot and clash. Oh, my bad. I forgot I made it play at 1% speed. What did you ask, Holly? Uh oh. There's not really any way that Roblox has, like, to do that. Okay, now let's see if that works. Looked a bit weird. Why? Why is it weird? What? Oh, because I get it. We need to set the fade time to 0. And then we need to set the we also need to make idle animations. Well, real quick, if I do this. Okay, no, we need a Lance idle. Let's make that real quick. Where did my animations go? Okay. I'll just do it this way. We copy, paste, set this to animation priority idle and loop. This is the idle animation, and then we can publish to Roblox, set studio, Lance, idle, save, copy, and then Lance attack, duplicate, Lance, idle. Place that there. And then back in here, we need to create idle animation. And we just need to run that. Animator, load animation, idle animation. Now this will be playing. Okay. So I use profile stores are a wrapper of data store. Okay. So profile service is still using data store service. The naming's just crazy. And yes, I use profile service. However, I then have an additional layer of abstraction where I have a package called data service that I use. That is a wrapper for profile service. Also, look, we see that? Oh, come on. Okay, why are we not doing damage? Okay, the actual animation looks fine though. Am I the only one working on this? Yes. Oh, I wonder if the hits aren't getting reset for some reason. Lance. Self hits. Not like that, I bet. Yep, Juju. There's each body has many different things that it's or that's randomized on each one, and there's lots of little things that impact it. Okay, so I am calling this, but are we ever getting back to the idle state? Yes, we are. At least I hope we are. What? I need to go to. Yes, he hit reset. Oh wait, it is being. Okay, we need to open up the debug menu, I think. Yeah, it's Louis. I made the models. Yeah, I think so, Fresh. I'm gonna see what the hitbox actually looks like here. Oh yeah, the hitbox totally doesn't work. Yeah, look at that. This is why the debug menu is so important. God, I love this thing. I'm so glad I did this. This is like the coolest feature ever, in my opinion. You learn so much. Why is that there? Are you gonna be able to have a debug menu? Like in game? No, probably not. It's just like a dev tool. Also, why is it in the center? There's like multiple things that are wrong. Okay. This body just looks like that, yeah. First ever stream? No, this is the second one. Yesterday was the test run. How's that debug menu created? Just scripting. Yeah, it's altered done through code using the edible images. See ya, Daylime. Thanks for hanging. Yeah, Uni. That's actually, I think, what my next video is going to be. Is like how to structure a project. Okay, so what is actually happening here? I think the let's go to Lance attack step. Can you see the stream tomorrow? I think they stay posted on my YouTube or something like that. Never. So your preference when it comes to designing your codebase, do you use any module loaders? No. Module loaders should not be used because you lose all IntelliSense. So never use module loaders. Frameworks, not really. Like, I have certain things that I like to use. Single script architecture, definitely not. I essentially have each script is its own, takes care of its own thing, right? I use essentially services that, you know, we have. Essentially, I'm gonna make a whole video on this, but essentially each service is, you know, keeps track of that slice of the game's logic. So, and each service typically will have a server and a client version that they communicate between. Then I have things like a whole UI folder that has everything related to UI in it. It goes pretty in depth. You know, there's many like module scripts. Like if I get lines of code, bring that up here, you can see how many module scripts there are. Oh, let's just, this is tracking the packages. Let's just delete that real quick and then rerun it. So right now I have 127 module scripts in the game. So everything, like, basically each script has like a slice of the game's logic, like I was saying earlier. So very much not a single script architecture. No, Fresh 99. It's neither. This is a completely custom physics engine, so I have to do all the math that is related to that. Okay, so something isn't quite working here. Progress 1 minus. So if the CD is 0 or all the way, it's not really about safety, it's more about structure and readability and yeah, maintainability. No, I don't recommend you use any module loaders. Those lose all IntelliSense. I would stay as far away as a module loader as you can. Don't use them. Any frameworks? No, not particularly. Don't use init. You're asking if there's any worries about performance due to scripts? No. There's no difference in having one script with all of your game's logic and 1,000 scripts with your game's logic sliced up when it comes to performance. Define IntelliSense. When I say this BattleBot script, and I go BattleBot dot, and then I have everything here. I have all of the, this is IntelliSense. Oops. I have everything here. But if you have a module loader, if you use a module loader, you would do something like load the string, like BattleBot. And now, obviously this has an error, but let's just pretend it didn't. If you did BattleBot dot, you don't have anything because this type would technically be any. So when you go BattleBot dot, you don't have any of the IntelliSense. But when you directly require it, you have the IntelliSense. That is why you should never use a module loader. What if you just call a start function in each, but you don't have any then directly require? I'm not sure I follow. Yes, there is a way to turn that off, just psycho. I think if you hit like the settings icon or something like that, you can disable it. Let me go back to client battler. I need to play this in slow-mo because I don't really know what's happening. Exactly, Aqua. There, yeah, you lose all autofill essentially, which is horrible, and you lose all type safety. Tried using Copilot in VS? Yep, I use Copilot. I like it. Okay, we're gonna play this in very slow-mo. So it's gonna look laggy, but what is happening there? I need like a replay of that. It's going back instead of, wait. Huh? So with modules, don't you have to initialize them no matter their purpose? Because even when I initialize and try to call any of the module, it redlines and stresses me out. I think you maybe need to watch a tutorial on module scripts. How do you handle communication state between services/pieces of code? So if services need to communicate, generally, I mean, as much as you can, you don't want services like directly communicating, but it's not the end of the world. And I mean, in my code all the time, I have services communicating. But you never want two-way communication, right? You can't be, because then you run into cyclical dependency issues. So if you run into that, then you have a structural issue where potentially you need to extract code, extract the code that needs to be shared in between them, and maybe have a service in between them, either a layer above or a layer below, depending on how you have things set up. Yes, typically an observer pattern where you can subscribe to events is what I like to use. And I generally have an init in my services. So if we go to like inventory service server, I'll have this init here that basically creates the networker. This is a custom networking library that I have that's publicly available. And this essentially creates the remote event that the service communicates with the client version through, and the client will also create the client version of it. It basically just defines functions that the client is allowed to call. So the client could call the fuse function here, and this is a service, a very brief example of how I would call it. And then here I'm calling self networker fire fuse, because it's calling this function, and it only has access to call this function because it's defined in the client access table. That's kind of like a really basic example of it. There's a lot more that the networkers can do. For example, fetch values if they're allowed to. Like for example, in battle service client, I look up fetch. You'll see basically when you start a battle, you fetch the results from the server. You request to start it, and then the server service. So client calls this request BattleBot. It will create it, and then it will return the bot, and that will be returned here. So advanced, it hurts my head. It's not as bad as it sounds. It's really just modularizing, keeping things separate from each other. And so like if I want to, like, basically each script is like responsible for its slice of the game. Have a module loader that calls a start function in each of your modules, and would you handle the calling of things in there? Is there anything wrong with that? I'm not sure I fully follow, Aiden. I would say I mean, regardless of how you're using the module loader, you're gonna lose the type checking and the IntelliSense. What's the game like on high ping? It's a great question, and it's amazing. Because all of the visuals and the fighting is run locally, the server runs the exact same simulation at the same exact time, but the server runs at 25x times speed. So the server instantly knows if you win or lose. Like if you look in the chat, I don't know if you can see this very well on stream, but in the output down here, the server actually finishes the battle basically within half a second and knows the results because it runs it at 25x times speed. So the client will play out the battle in real time, doing things, playing it out. You can do whatever you want, and then it knows the results from the server, and it will grab the results midway through the battle. So that way, essentially, ping, you won't feel it at all, which is amazing. Where do you call the init from each service? I do that inside of in the one init.client.server and the one init.client right here. Boom. This is my entire client script. It literally just initializes different things. My one server script initializes some things. Data service, what you use for shared state? Sounds, yep. So data service, I need to make a whole video on this. So this is my custom persistent data manager, and it also replicates. It also, you can do some amazing things with it. So for example, you could do data service, let me get the player. Data service, get player, and then the path to, you know, like their currency or something. Okay, this would work. You know, this would just return. That's super basic, but you could also subscribe to different things. So you go to data service, get change signal player currency, and this returns a signal. So now you can connect to it, and listen to these changed events. So whenever the currency changes now, you can do some action, right? You also have like the number that's being returned here. But you can also update things. So data service, update, you know, player. You can do, I'm just doing currency because it's easiest. Function, and current, and if you want to add like 20, return current plus 20. Amazing. And then everything you do on the server, then is replicated automatically to the client, and you can do the exact same thing on the client. Which I do in many places. And all of this, believe it or not, is automatically being saved too using profile service. So this is, you simply just pass in a template, which is this data template script. So this is what the player's data looks like. Currency, level, that kind of stuff. Is that open source? Yes. This is on, there's a Wally package for it, and it's also on my GitHub. I know, Joe. I was thinking about that. I will for sure get flamed, but I don't care. Yeah, Aqua. I do plan on making a video on it. I do need to polish it just a little bit more, but also, oh, another amazing thing about it. You can use mock with just like don't save my data, or like restart from refresh data, but you can also type in any user ID in your game. So like whatever. And you can play on that person's data, like for testing purposes. This will just view their data, so it won't save when you're playing on it. But if you want to actually play on someone's data, you can say oh god, what is it? I'm forgetting my own data options. Overridden user ID. So there's a couple of like data options here that you can send in. Yes, this is my own data manager, data service. I think it's amazing. It's so easy to use. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, and everything is automatically replicated, automatically saved, used in profile service, so it's session locked. Everything has change signals that you can listen to, both on the server and on the client. Yeah. It's a... 4 megabytes per key is a lot of storage when it comes to text. So I don't think they really have any issues with it. And if they did, it would be really easy to just increment. Like if you absolutely needed to have multiple keys, it'd be very easy to set up a system to increment like that. Why did I delete yesterday's stream? Because it got copyright struck and I was nervous I was gonna get like a strike on my YouTube account because it got taken down. Oops. What's my get? I'll send it in a sec. So I have my data service and my networker on both of these. The docs aren't fully set up for this. I still need to polish this. This is why I haven't like made it very public. Oh, I plan on making a tutorial for it. There is data service. Hopefully that link sent fine. Yeah, the copyright strike was because of music. I was playing copyrighted music, and I'm used to streaming on Twitch, but I didn't realize that you can't stream copyrighted music on YouTube. Yeah, the docs aren't amazing on this, so that's why I haven't really publicly announced data service, because I still gotta clean it up just a little bit. Back to the Lance. Sorry, that was a huge sidetrack. We were having issues where it wasn't, It's good to know, Medusa. So we're like going the wrong way, I think. No, there isn't a Roblox model. Sorry. Like I said, I've intentionally not really announced it anywhere because it's not in a polished state yet. But there is a Wally, like there's a Wally package that you can easily use. Oh. Let me do this. I don't think that's my issue, but I do need to do that. Do I handle networking in any specific way? I'm glad you asked. If you look at my GitHub, I also have a networking library there called Networker. Again, docs aren't amazing, but this is something I actually use in my data service to do networking, and I use everywhere to use networking. Not good at scripting. Is he a addition to profile service store or replacement? So this is a layer on top of profile service. So it still is using profile service, but you don't need to basically it's like a lot easier to use, if that makes sense. At least that's the goal behind it. And it has a lot of good utility things like packaged within it. Yep, okay. Oh, we're still in 1/10 speed. Well. Okay. Are you gonna publish the data store? I will eventually. I mean, it's published. It's publicly available on my GitHub and on Wally. It's just not like polished. Can you add springs? Springs to what? I use the Ripple Spring library. Sync and order the stepping. So the stepping comes from essentially a top down. It starts with the physics engine, and then it goes to the battle, and then it goes to the battle bots, and then it goes to the battle parts, and then the parts have their own update function. So essentially it's the same step that's being kind of just each layer. Everything gets their own update from the top down. Oh, I see why my offset doesn't work now. Oh, I wanted that still. Get rid of that. It's because my offset needs to take into account. Instead of setting the offset, I should set position. Function. But we also don't have a position even in here. Pause equals vector2.new. So pause. I would say a decent amount of knowledge on networking, how data stores work, how to, I guess, traverse data and it in a easily manageable way. I mean, yeah. Okay. Get position and raw. I'm gonna do this plus Self pause. Hit point pause. Okay, this is different. Wait. Can I just add this initially or no? I don't know if I can do it right here or if I need to do it after the fact. I'm just gonna do it right here for now. And then instead of me setting offset, I can just set pause. Yeah, let's see if that works. There's a lot, M10. It's a very loaded question. Bro. Getting unlucky. And then I get like 5 of them. Hell yeah. That's exactly what it's based off of, horror. It's going good, Kitsu. Okay, we do actually need to do that. Yep, it's based off cats. Correct. You know, I almost just need to like set the vertices. Okay, wait. This one is so bad. There's gonna be like a ranked battle that is multiplayer, yeah. And I want to do like a 2v2 mode and stuff like that too. Every single skill, yeah. Lots and lots of time and practice. Experience. So instead of setting position, I honestly just want to set how the hell would 2v2 even work? So essentially, my idea is if you've ever played Teamfight Tactics, basically there are two 1v1s that would happen. You take the winner of each one, and then have them face off. But you take their state from the end of the first fight and have that be the starting state of the second fight, like their health and cooldowns and stuff like that. So yeah, I hope that kind of explained it. Okay. Thanks, Guild. I think it's 2 dashes, right? Just Psycho? I might be misremembering. But the commands are in the description. You should just be able to copy and paste them. Oh. Try restarting your VS Code and opening up a new terminal. If you just downloaded Git. Otherwise, ask ChatGPT because I don't know off the top of my head. Okay, we gotta lock in here. What's going on? So, okay, this we're gonna do this. Verts equals verts. self zone, local. So vert 1 should be this. And then since this table will actually be it's gonna be a little weird, but I'm gonna do self.zone set verts. Yeah. Okay. And then I don't need to do any of this. Yeah. Let's try that out. Actually, we need to set the position just a little bit offset though. Self dot zone dot set position vector2 dot new. Actually, this doesn't matter. You don't need to do that. We just can update the length and do it that way. Okay. There's like a slight bug at the end, but see what I mean? It's growing now. Do you see that? Nope, M10, they are intentionally not synced. The server finishes the physics simulation way before the client. And it's done on purpose. They're not synced, in the sense of they're not being done at the same time, but the results are always the exact same. Because I have full control of the physics engine, and given the exact same inputs, it will always get the exact same outputs. Retract. Oh. Is it because I need to return here? Okay, I'm gonna clean this up in just a second. I know it's bad, but I think that's why it was bouncing after it was done. Bro. I could just enable my data to be saved, but no. I'm dedicated to spam clicking, opening a crate every single time I need to test anything. CD, it means cooldown. In this. Look at that! So, you see the lance essentially growing in the debug menu? And should theoretically match up with the animation. I might have the timing a little off, but I think I need to make the idle time just a little bit longer. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. I'm just dedicated to spam clicking. I mean, I could theoretically just go to and just turn this off. Everything should work. I need to do it one more time. Because when you use mock, it doesn't save that data. But now this should save. Hey, Yasser. That's awesome. Welcome, welcome. Can't see. I'm trying to. Oh, I can't cancel this. Did I lose? Okay, good. Does it match up? I think it does. No, Gabriel, this game will not be open source. Sorry. You'll definitely learn a lot, M10. It's quite the learning process. Okay, wait. I need to let me just remove the wheels. I just want to watch. Does that look about right? I'm gonna try and snag a screenshot. Oh, come on. Bro, let me live, please. I beg. No! Okay, clearly it's not staying out long enough. Because this is fully out here. And we're in down there. I mean, that's kind of makes sense. But there's no popular games that are open source. Miner's Haven is open source. Oh, jeez. Okay. Most important tip to stay motivated while developing a game. I think my... Thanks, Mistake. I think my most important tip would be... use a notebook. I write everything that I do, or I plan out everything that I'm gonna do every single day. So basically, it's like I make a list of everything I want to do that day, and it's like a very they're very achievable things. if that makes sense. And then crossing them out and just keeping track of essentially your goals, I think makes a big difference, because then you see the progress even though maybe it's not visually there. If that makes sense. Maybe we can up this. Oh. Wait, can I like record? I'm gonna record a video. Start recording. Play. Okay, and then stop recording, making sure I'm not clicking stop stream. And then if I go to this, and then start recording, mute this, and then can I play this at like, yeah, here we go. Okay. So clearly that's not quite right.
We're standing on the edge, watching the sky fall. We're hanging on for dear life. This is our final call. Whenever it gets too hard, know I'll be there for you. And whenever you let down your guard, know I'll carry you through.
Yeah. Also, why is this running all the way over there? I guess that's fine actually. I just need to compensate for it when I'm doing the vertices. Wait. I should define. It's because I'm going like this. It should be like 0. Okay, yeah, then it's retracting too soon. Okay. Got it. So we gotta pause just a little bit. A little bit longer. Pause time. That. Five. Okay. Okay, and now the lens length is way too short. I should have known that. How did I come up with the name Leaf? So when I was born, they gave me this birth certificate, and it had this name on it, and it just stuck. And I've been stuck with it ever since. Oh, 20 is like perfect. Wow. Okay. Except I'm actually gonna go less than it because it'll look better if I do that. Okay, I think everything looked good on the animation side there. Like, it looks like it was synced very well. As far as I can tell. Oh, stop that. Bro. Okay, we're going to clash. Ugh. Okay, I think that works. Like, it looks right, right? I think so. Yeah, it looks fine. Okay. Okay, now we can add sounds, VFX, etc. So when we have a hit, we need to play the sounds. No, Uni, I actually don't. So I do use Figma, but I just manually export things as PNGs and then upload them that way, and then just set things up. Because I use React for all my UI, so there's no point in really like, you know, doing like an import thing. And I haven't personally used one, so I can't really speak much on that. Okay, we are going to need a sound effect, so let's get one that makes sense. Like a heavy sword, like swing thing. I'm gonna one mixer, turn the sound. Some of the sound effects are like so loud, so hopefully. Okay. I don't know. Some of these were like, I don't know if they were any good or not. The plugin name, you take a screenshot of also at the background. It is called Photo Booth right here. It costs like $10, I think, but I would say it's very, very, very good. But all of the icons in this game are actually just viewport frames. So I haven't used it for this game yet. Not horse cat. What am I doing? Toolbox, retry, audio. I've seen a lot of questions in where my sound effects are from. Yeah, the weapons are not balanced at all yet. But this is how I get my sound effects. I literally use the Roblox toolbox, and then I'll come in here and search like sword. Oh, I can't spell. Sword. And then it's important you go here and change the duration to like 5 seconds. 5 second max. Okay, I'm gonna turn on the music. And then well, we also need like a swing sound and a hit sound, right? Oh my god, I'm sorry. Did I not turn this down? Bro, I did. What? Why is that so loud? It's literally so down. Hey, Turbo. Thanks. Why is it so loud? You know what? I complained about this at RDC to one of the Roblox engineers, and I said when testing sounds in Toolbox, you literally like your ears get destroyed. And he said he was gonna look into it, and they never did. So also, why does this like not work? Is this different? Like, I also don't know what this is. Like, is it using like something else? This could maybe be a good like lunge. I'm gonna save that one. Rojo can detect Rojo can detect models that are inside of your instance tree if you use, I mean technically it's Luau language server, if you use the Luau language server plugin in Roblox Studio, right up here where my mouse is. And then in here you need to enable it in the Luau language server's plugin settings in here. And then you just hit connect. We'll show how to use your data service in the next tutorial. Probably, yeah. In like the tutorial of like how I like to set up my things, I'll for sure be covering that. Or potentially making an own separate video on it. Luau, yes. I'm just gonna turn everything down then, if it's gonna be annoying. Oh. Thing is, I don't want a slash. Yeah, I use Figma, and I really like Figma. What is the one I have currently? Maybe this would be good. That's what I just got, I think it is. Thing is, these can't have a wind up because we're gonna have the wind up in a different sound effect. Oh, and this one doesn't have a wind up. So like, I don't want it to be like too like flesh. It needs to be like on metal. You see, I think you're not alone in that feeling that it's bad, but I disagree. I think it's actually really good. It's just, I think the discoverability of sounds that you want is horrible, and they need to do something about it because I think it's so bad. But I think you can find all the sounds you need in the Roblox Deluxe audio library. This one? Maybe. Is that better than this one? Do you optimize your physics engine? I mean, I think it was just made in an optimal way from the beginning, but there's probably some other things I could theoretically do, but it's in a good state right now. I would spread your ads out across multiple days. You don't want to put it all in at once. Typically I wouldn't do more than like 50 ad credits in a day. I don't really know how much that converts to Robux. I haven't personally used the search ad, so I can't speak on that. Wait. Unsheath. Thank you. I looked up metal scrape. I love how many copyrighted sounds are on here. They literally say, "This is from Mortal Kombat 3. You can have a free one if you want." No. I want one that like goes in and out, and this one does. Maybe there's a better one. There are some really bad ones. Okay. No. Do quotes and it's supposed to be better? Okay. Did I spell it wrong? What? maybe this. But yeah, let's try this. And then let's try, so I can bring my volume back up now. Okay. Not that I know. I don't think there is any AI sound generation in Roblox, but there is, yeah, there is texture generation. Honestly, the texture generation is kind of trash. I've really tried using it, and it's not that good. If you put like 50K for a span of 7 days, we'll be able to reach 100K visits. I don't know off the top of my head. LOL, what? I'm confused. Okay. Might. Why did that not do anything? Yeah. So it's like a little deeper. My data service library that I made is based off of profile service. You plan on making a Discord server? I have a Discord server. It's just my studio server. For the game specifically, it'll be inside of my server. Like the Stut Studio one. It's already there. Okay, this is good. And then this one? No. Which one was it? Maybe we need a more generic hit sound. But let's just do this for now. Get the attack one and put it inside of Lance's like that. And see what that sounds like. So back inside the code, we can say local attack sound okay, we're gonna have to modify this a little bit actually. A lot of times these sounds don't have anything playing for the first like 0.1 seconds or something like that. So you have to enable playback regions, change the playback region like 0.1, and kind of just like guess and check 0.2, 0.3. Yeah, like that. Okay. Yeah, let's try that. Okay. So we need an attack, and then we need to retract. So this is gonna be my attack sound, and it will. We need to pause after it's attacked at about whatever this is. So same thing, playback region. We set the max like 1. You know. 0 point. Could also XP 1.8. Could also do something like that. The draw engine is all from editable images. Let's see actually how this is before I go into that. Oh, come on. Okay, now that's just a tiny bit. Yep, yeah, this is all just like a custom editable image. Bruh. Okay, so it's a little too quick still. Then I maybe don't even need this. The slowdown should pitch it. Try that. Okay. I would say this was pretty difficult, yeah. It's like a whole custom physics engine. I don't know if you've seen any of the devlogs, but I have videos on the first episode of my devlog. Kind of goes in detail. Okay, that seems correct. Oops. Yeah, it looks right. I'm at his. Yeah, it looks correct. Now we need a hit sound. For this project, I'm using React, but I use Fusion. I've used Fusion in my previous projects. This is the first project I've used React on. Oh, we have to turn our sound down again. Thanks, Roblox. What kind of sound should we go for? Like, hit? A clink? Does that work? What do you think is better, React or Fusion? Depends. If you care about transferable skill, I would say React. If you care about dealing in more Roblox native terms and instances, then Fusion. There's also the debate, or you should consider kind of the longevity of each. React is very widely backed. It's literally used by Roblox. Where Fusion, on the other hand, it's just one dude.
Jabba jab.
Unable to play audio. Why not? Dude, that one just sounded decent, maybe. Let me hear it. This will be the coolest game ever. I hope so. Dude, like, how bad is their search on the audio? I look up Jab and I get give me money. Oh, because it's his username. What?
29.
Dude, what? Okay. Bang. Come on. Okay, I guess we're going back to hit. Maybe like kick. Maybe that? Can you test? I will, 1 second. Does not need any. It's not. Okay. Seems maybe a little too punchy. I don't know. Let's see what this sounds like, and we'll figure it out. I feel like we hear the hit before we even hear the unsheath. Hmm. What can I do about that? Okay, I can disable the client battle there. Disable the debug menu since we got it working. False. I mean, maybe we don't need a hit sound. Maybe we just do VFX. Yeah, not Michael. I think I'm gonna do that. Just add some sparks. I don't think we really need a hit sound. I think Bro, let me live. I'm gonna die. Why? Okay. Yeah, we don't need a hit sound. Let's get rid of that. It's not needed. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. And then we'll add sparks. Sparks. Just something like this, probably. How many should we do? Probably like that. And then actually we can just put this inside the should theoretically be able to put it inside of here and make sure this isn't locked apart. And that's fine. Okay. See what that looks like. See, it's like doing it before though. I guess we just need to add a delay. Seems hacky. I mean, it works. I feel like the spark should be a little bit bigger though. Can't see. It's like the final attack doesn't really go through. Okay. Yeah, that's hacky, but I think it's fine, I guess. Let's make the sparks bigger though. Ah! Go. Double to 0.6. Oh, that's just here. Let's make it so that they survive. Maybe just up the speed actually. Do like 13 to 21 instead. Yeah. Yes, it should. Wait. Did I might actually have I did something, but I can't remember. Camera, set model. It's in a battle scene. No, okay. Please. Let me live. Bro. How does it still go there? What? Okay, I have an idea. I have an idea. I have an idea. Hey, Malachi. So this sends the hit position. Okay. Well, it doesn't yet actually. But when we do hit, we can send the position of the contact. Wait. No, we can't. No, it's just a bug that I haven't fixed yet. It's both people won't win or lose, whatever. I just haven't gotten around to fixing it. Can't be bothered. I think draws just won't be possible. Oh. The attachment needs to be a part of the bone because the lance itself isn't moving. That's why it's always in that same spot. This attachment needs to be a part of root part, bone 1. There we go. And then the attachment 0. That makes sense, right? It's like the way that the bones scale isn't 1-to-1 though, so I don't really know. I don't know. Let's just do this and see what happens, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, something is definitely messed up though. I do have an idea of how I could fix it though. What am I doing? Oh, battle. Stop. Also, I'm noticing the lance, like, final attack doesn't actually go through. Dude, I need to, like, give myself a bajillion more health or something, 'cause this is so annoying. Let me just do this. Battle, damage, 1. Now everything does 1 damage. Okay. Did that do it? I think it did. Now it looks accurate, right? I would say so. It's just, it looks a little funky because it's like right, you know, in there, but hey, little hacka. Yes, they will go backwards. I just haven't gotten around to actually coding it. Yeah, they would end up going backwards. I just haven't gotten around. Okay, that looks better now. Let's also add the camera shake. Did that make the explosion VFX? No, I bought that. Yeah, I can send the link. Um, um, Hi, Limitless. Is this your own game? Yes, this is. Why don't you find a high-paying job with your programming skills? I would say this is my high-paying job. Is the lance done now? It is almost done. We're doing like the final touches and it's done. Yes, Xiao. This is heavily inspired by the mobile game Cats. Okay, so hopefully the camera now shakes. I do plan on making some more tutorials, yeah. Shit, the camera should shake when you hit something. Oh, what? What was there? Get point pause 87. Oh. I need to do... I just need to do this. Instead of doing... self battle part, I need to do self zone, get point pause. Yeah. Okay. Looks like that works. Oh, come on. Are there any projectiles in this game? Yes. There is a cannon currently, but we will add more. Will skin/wraps be added? I think I'm gonna do some kind of cosmetics, yeah. How do you hide the back of the drill when it goes inside? I'm using bones, actually. I explain it in the devlog, the upcoming devlog. So, you'll kind of see it there. How did I take damage there? I swear I just took damage. Wait. Is... Limitless, it's a completely custom physics engine, so I coded everything. When should we expect the next devlog to come out? I would say within a day, probably. 90 dev, yeah. Everything you see here, All the code, all the UI, all the models, all the everything is me. You can't join this creator's membership. I don't have like I just applied for the money on YouTube. I don't have like the earning eligible, or I haven't applied until like a couple hours ago. So that's why you can't, because I'm not accepted yet. But I should get accepted. I have all the requirements met. I just needed to click the apply button. I would say React has a better future, and that's what I'm leaning towards. Even though I probably preferred Fusion. I find Fusion more intuitive, but React works too. Buy what off me? The effect? Oh, you're talking about the Patreon. No. that would be unethical. It's his. I'm not gonna sell it. I thought you were talking about like a YouTube member. I was like, I don't know. I wanted to re-enable the client battler debug menu. True. I want to see. I need to go against someone that has Lance. There we go. Blocks because I was being dumb. But my way works too. I didn't realize UI skills would go above 100. I swear I saw like the lances hitting when they shouldn't have. Come on. Yeah, see? Did it not just do that? It's so hard to tell. Oh, you know what it probably is? They're just attacking at the same time, so I think that my VFX is their VFX. Wait, no, because I'm seeing the VFX on... Nutty Dev, nothing is balanced. Literally no damage is balanced whatsoever. This is purely mechanics. And they are supposed to go backwards once you reach the wall. See, look. I'm not imagining. Like, what was that? I need to, like, record this. Start recording. No. Please. I'm never gonna go against Alliance ever again. There we go. Okay, that one didn't do it. Like there. See that? What was that about? Use UI labs in writing React code. No, I actually I don't know what that is. I've never heard of that. Do it. Yes, this is a solo project. Is this the right thing? Boom, right there. What was that? Is it because the polygon isn't a polygon and it's bugging? I think that's why. Because imagine we have a straight line. This is 100% why. Wait, that's crazy. Look at this. Imagine we have a straight line defined by, typically we have this is, okay, let me draw this way better. Okay, can we go bigger than this? Yes, WDC, exactly. So this is our defined polygon of the, or it's heavily inspired by it. This is our defined polygon, right? We have these three vertices. As it retracts, the triangle gets smaller and smaller, right? So what happens when we get to a point where this is directly at 0, okay? We no longer have a we no longer have a polygon, so I think the collision check is bugging out because it doesn't know what to do because it's like an undefined shape. So I think what we need to do is make sure that the shape isn't undefined. Native, I typically do my own games, but I have been hired to do some brand games before. Hi, Next Sticks. Let's see. So in Lance, we just need to, it's a super simple fix, I hope. Let's make the minimum progress like 0.1. Boom. Okay, now hopefully that doesn't happen anymore. This is all just a theory. I don't know if it's actually correct or not. Okay, didn't happen there. I have crazy potential with YouTube. Yeah, I think so too. I've been really enjoying it so far. I've always wanted to make YouTube content. I just never gotten around to it until now. Hey, yo. Thanks for the raid. Hello. Welcome, welcome. We're doing a Battle Bots Roblox game dev stream. We're working on the Lance weapon currently. And I think we just finished it. Yeah, I think that was the issue. I'm not seeing that bug anymore. Yeah, that was 100% the issue. Amazing. Am I using collision groups? No. This is a completely custom physics engine, so it doesn't use any Roblox things like raycast, collision groups, yada yada yada. Everything is done just purely based on math. Okay. Yeah, this is so sick. What is the pros and cons of using custom system like that instead of raycast? I will show you. There are like a bajillion. Yeah, basically I have control over literally everything, okay? So let's imagine. This might look a little funky because the animations won't be set up, but all of the logic behind everything will be working. I'm gonna speed things up to go 10 times the speed as normal, and we will still get the exact same. Given the same exact inputs, we will always get the same exact outputs. Okay. This is gonna look a little goofy because I think the animations won't be exactly correct, but should see the idea. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, it is absolutely lovely. I love that, the hammer. Wait, that is so funny. Why are you in VS Code? Watch my video I made, how big studios develop on Roblox. I go very in depth into that. So I have control over quite literally everything. And it's super important in a game like this because everything needs to be deterministic. I talk about this a lot in my devlogs, but everything needs to be deterministic. You should expect the exact same output given the same inputs. Lag should never impact anything, and Roblox physics just don't allow for that. Also, it gives me some really crazy things like my debug menu that I was just showing, where what I see in 2D is being projected actually in 3D. That's what you see on this menu here. This is it's actually, this 2D is what's actually happening, right? This is what's actually happening. The 3D is just the representation of what's happening on this 2D screen here. Because it's a 2D physics engine. The cannon was shooting 2 bullets. Are you sure there wasn't just 2 cannons there? It could have had two cannons equipped. how long did it take me to create the physics engine? If you look at the devlogs, I think it took like a week and a half, potentially. I don't know off the top of my head. Yeah, this looks really awesome. It also allows me to do basically all the visuals are rendered only on the client. To do a physics simulation, I can simply run the code that runs the physics engine and get the result rather than having to create instances and do it that way. And that saves an absurd amount on your networking, like bandwidth, connection, that kind of stuff. Alright, amazing. Lance is done, and yeah, this is so cool. So cool. How long have I been coding for? I've been a full-time Roblox developer for like 4 years now, but I've been coding a lot, like just for fun before that. If it's rendered on the client, what's the server doing for validation? It's a great question. So what the server does for validation is it runs the exact same simulation that the client is doing. However, it runs it at 25x speed, so it knows essentially within a tenth of a second what the results are. And then basically the client does its simulation, and the server knows the results because it already ran the exact same simulation, just only through code. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Do you do other work than just game dev? Nope, I'm a full-time Roblox game developer. But on that note, I'm actually gonna end the stream here. Hungry. But we got the lance weapon. Is it hard to make the engine deterministic? Yeah. Making a physics engine, I think, is not a trivial task. But yeah, we're gonna end the stream here. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure to subscribe if you're on YouTube, follow if you're on Twitch, and yeah. GG's, thanks for hanging in, and expect the next devlog to come really soon. Goodbye.